Hello, I'm Greg Jarrett. You're in the strategy room. Well, today, the final day of the 2016 election season, where we will finally learn who will lead our great nation as President of the United States. But after an eventful year, to say the least, how will the next president unite a nation that has become so incredibly polarized? Joining me now to talk about is Democratic strategist David Mercer, Republican strategist Brad Blakeman. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Thanks.
So, Brad,
good to be with you.
I mean, the acrimony, the divisiveness of this race has really been pretty historic. Can America unite after this? If so, how?
Absolutely, we can unite. But the president-elect has got to remember that you have to unite America before you can lead her. And look towards signals of uniting. Look to the inaugural address. Look to the joint session of Congress, which follows within 2 weeks. Look for the places they visit, first and foremost, on their first domestic stops. Look at who they put into government for Senate confirmation. These are the signals that can be sent to remember, anybody who's elected tomorrow, when we wake up, has got a daunting challenge of at least 49% of the nation who doesn't like them. So if you want to govern and you want to be effective, you've got to be able to reach your hand across the aisle and at least attempt, a good, earnest attempt to unite us.
But, David, has this race really been a clarion call that Americans are yearning and demanding for change in Washington, D.C.?
Absolutely, and I believe, in regard to that question and in context of what Brad just mentioned, that Hillary Clinton has listened to the American people and hears that loud and clear from the standpoint that we've seen her garner 57 newspaper endorsements around the country, and a good many of them conservative newspapers that have never endorsed a Democrat. We've seen 78 Republican elected officials, former cabinet members, senators, et al. Also supporting Hillary Clinton on the GOP side. And I think that is the beginning of arriving at a bipartisanship environment, consensus, to get and focus on the needs of the country, meeting those challenges, and not putting party first, but putting the country and its needs as well first. And I think that you will see that from day one, as you've seen it in her campaign and demonstrated in the results that she's achieving up until this point.
Let's talk about lessons learned for the GOP, Brad. Is it that you really are running a huge risk if you say something or do something that alienates the Latino population in America, because the early voting suggests they have come out in droves and against Donald Trump?
Look, I think the story tomorrow is going to be the rise of the Latino vote, the lowering of the African-American vote, and then the importance of the women's vote. And if our party does not learn the lesson that not only in our rhetoric, but the candidates we field for election, they have to start looking more like America. You can't just expect a vote. You have to earn a vote. And I don't think we need any more autopsies. What I think we need is action. And action needs to take place in January, and it starts with perhaps the election of a new chair for the RNC.
On the Democratic side, lessons learned, David, is it that you really run a substantially high risk if you nominate somebody who either has a history of scandal or is currently embroiled in a scandal? I mean, Hillary Clinton's high negatives are exceeded only by Donald Trump's. So if it had been somebody other than Trump as the GOP nominee, she might have lost and lost badly.
Well, my view, and I think it's shared by the Democratic Party, given the nomination of Hillary Clinton, it's not all the scandals that she's created. In fact, they've been manufactured scandals going back to the Bill Clinton 90s. And that is, she may be a lightning rod for those things, but one thing we saw in the 90s is the Clintons know how to get things done and get it done to the benefit of the American people.
Nobody manufactured her private server in the basement of her home other than Hillary Clinton.
if I might suggest to you, through the millions and millions of dollars, through the investigation after investigation, and what do we have? We have just the other day, Sunday, with Comey saying it is not reopened and we are not going further.
That doesn't mean it wasn't
wrong.
wrong.
That is the end result. That was not a scandal other than it manufactured and prolonged, and just as
Americans who
because
think
if you
dishonest.
Because if you say it enough, like we saw Kevin McCarthy say it and speak for all Republicans, the only reason we had a Benghazi investigation was not to get to the bottom of it, but to bring down Hillary Clinton's poll numbers. That's what Republicans need to understand.
Hillary
Clinton
doesn't
work.
Hillary Clinton is a typhoid
work.
Mary of scandal.
We'll see tonight that it does not work.
She brings it upon herself.
Okay?
All right, Brad, last word, Brad, real quick.
Look, Hillary Clinton brings it upon herself. You can pretend that she's not liked or that scandal seems to just happen upon her. This is all self-created. Whether it's Bill Clinton's scandal when he was president or Hillary's multiple scandals, this is her doing it to herself. Okay. And at the end of the day, she admits she was wrong.
Got to leave it at that. David and Brad, thank you very much. For election results and political news, stay right here at foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.